To 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show, we are so grateful to have you all to join us week in and week out to listen, learn, and grow, because Rhea and I, we want to always give you the best information, the up-to-date information as to what's happening, and whether it is real estate, whether to do with mindset, and how you can truly excel your lives to live a more better, deeper, more meaningful life, and to have success in every area of your lives and, in your endeavor, what you choose. So we truly want to acknowledge you. Rhea and I are so grateful that you can always tune in, because you know what? 80% is showing up. And just the fact that you guys are here, you could be doing anything else, but you tune in and week out. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show. And today I'm going to be leading the conversation. And today I'm going to be talking about Trample the Terror Barrier. So before I do go ahead, I want to welcome you. My name is 𝗥𝗵𝗲.
My name is Rhea.
And welcome
to our show,
Trample the Terror Barrier. And this is so important because, a lot of people, when we are wanting to really excel in our lives, we always have, the goals that we want. And if the goal is, monetary wise, we try to always take those steps. But if we're taking those 10 steps forward to achieving, we are also taking those 10 steps back. And why do we do this? And I want to illustrate you. So I want to give you like 4 illustrations as to those steps that we are taking to what helps us to where we are. Okay. So I always want to give you an illustration. So if I can illustrate to you. Okay, so this we have is, these are your thoughts that we have like 24/7. We have thoughts in our mind as to what is happening. Okay. And this is in this stage. Okay. In this stage, you are not aware. Okay. So I'm just going to put that there. So this is not being aware. So having the awareness as to, in your conscious mind, and these are relating to your thoughts, those thoughts that we have in 24/7. So as I said, for example, if your goal is to say 100K, okay, that's your goal. And you will take those incremental steps and even say in your goal and in your work. Okay, so if your goal is to get to have a higher salary, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are the steps that you are taking to making sure that your boss really, takes note of your performance, your work performance, that he or she knows that, you are an amazing employee and your salary is going to be raised. Okay, so if that's a goal that you have set in your conscious mind, but it's subconsciously, remember I said to you, we have your T and the F and the A, so that pertains to your thoughts, and this pertains to your feelings, and then these are your actions. So your actions will always be determined as to what you will get. So if you're not taking those actions, but if you're feeling one thing, and this is why I love to talk about this, because mindset is everything. And so when you are not, if you're feeling something or if you're thinking something, but your actions is not aligned, now you are misaligned. Okay. So this number one, awareness as to what you are thinking and the actions that will match to what you are thinking. So these are your thoughts 24/7 we are having. Okay, and this next illustration is your reason. This is your reason. And your reason is your creativity, your creativeness that needs to come in. So if your goal at work is to having the promotion, if your goal at work is to having that higher salary that you truly deserve, that you know you should have, so what are the creative ways that you are going to implement? And then you are going to ask in return to your boss and say, well, look, you know, I've been doing really well. I've been doing the task. I've been performing well. And, you know, you are seeing that you can say that to your boss, that you are seeing that you are performing. Based on your performance, you are doing amazing. And you now deserve the salary that is deserving of you. So this is the creative ideas that you need to step in and tell your boss, okay, what needs to happen. Okay. And then, as I said, you know, there are 3 illustrations that I truly want to give, because they all truly, you know, they simultaneously, they do go hand in hand, because, and this is why it's called the Trample, the terror barrier. Because when success starts to happen and we know we want to take those steps, we're taking those actionable steps. But why do we go backwards? Because we don't believe in ourselves. And that's why most of us are not really identifying where we need to be. So this is point number 3 illustration. And this is a huge one, and this is your conflict. And you've heard of the conflict resolution, because the conflict begins to happen when we know, I'll give an example. In my example, say that when I started my first business was in the health and fitness space, and I opened my studio. I could have easily said, okay, in that first year when I had no clients coming in, I could have said to myself, okay, I want to make this a success. I'm going to give it, I want to give it time. I'm going to say, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that my studio is going to be a success. Okay, that's one aspect. And then also another aspect will be in that 1 year, in that first year when no clients were coming in, no sales were made, I could have said, oh my gosh, this is not gonna, I didn't know this was gonna be so hard. I didn't know, you know, I have no experience in the health and fitness space. I'm gonna close my doors and I am gonna give up. Okay, that could be the second scenario that I could have easily said, And that, so those 2 ideas that I gave, and this could pertain to any area of your life, in your workplace, you know, you have one idea because then, you know what, I'm so good at my job, I'm amazing. And then on the other hand, when you think, okay, certain situations are not going to the way that you expected, because we all have expectations. Okay, but when those expectations, and this is where we tend to sabotage ourselves, because those expectations, unfortunately, are not met. And so we easily give up. And that's when self-sabotage can easily start to creep in. So this is the conflict resolution. How do we resolve the conflicts when the conflicts start to happen? When those conflicts start to happen, what we're thinking and how we are feeling, okay, whether we're feeling positive or negative towards those situations that have arisen, and we want to, you know, how do we begin to solve? And that's when you know, you've heard of the conflict resolutions, and how do we now try to resolve? And then point number 4 is you have your your stick figure again, and then this is where the freedom actually starts to take place, because now, okay, now you have started to realize, point number 4, and this is now you have started to realize, say this is a wall, and you are going towards your goals, and you've actually gotten through, you've actually broken through that wall. This is where freedom is, because now you are aligned. And where freedom does come in is when you are aligned with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Now you have broken through that wall, and the freedom is literally, you now begin to, you've got the self-awareness. Now you are able to resolutionize on the conflicts that's been happening. Okay, so when you have the conflicts in your mind, your mind is saying to no, you can do this, but then the other part of your mind says no, but you can do this, you cannot. Right? So that's the conflicts that's happening, and you want to resolve as quick as possible. And the freedom, when you've arrived at this, you've got the self-awareness, you're able to resolve the conflicts that's happening, you're listening to the positive side of your mind, and you're saying, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to go through that wall, and this is what you've done. And this is where freedom happens. And now you are aligned with your goals, you're aligned with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So I know this was deep. I know this was a lot to go through, but you know what? I always believe that when it comes to your mindset and how we truly want to go to that next step, and not to sabotage, because we can easily sabotage, and we do this on a conscious level. We're not even aware up to how we're sabotaging ourselves in every aspect of your life, And when we learn to realize and have that self-awareness, oh my gosh, this is where I'm screwing up. Oh my gosh, this is what I need to be aware of. What am I doing? How am I thinking? How am I feeling? Negative or positive? I mean, either way, you're right. Whether you think on a positive level or whether you're thinking on a negative level, either way, you're right. Because this is going to determine what is happening in your life, the results that you're having. So I know this is deep, but I do want to come back to this, because the more that I talk about this, the more you're going to adapt, the more you are going to adapt into your lives and bring the conflicts and how not to sabotage in your life. So Ria, you'd like to share anything?
Yes, thank you, Alka. I think 3 words or 3 key takeaway. One, the terror barrier are like our self-limiting beliefs. Second is what you said, awareness, right? It is very important that we have to be aware that, oh, this is limiting us. Third, your word is mindset. It takes a lot of work, taking care of our mindset, right? So self-limiting belief, or the Trample, the terror barrier. Second is awareness, and third is our mindset.
Exactly. So yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Everything starts with your mindset. You have a strong mind, you have a strong mindset, you can learn to control anything. So friends, we hope that, you truly got information out of this. And as I always like to say, knowledge is power. Whatever Ria and I share with you, the value we provide is the implementation. What are your number one? What are you going to do after this? What's the one thing that you will implement today so that you don't sabotage yourself? So I will come back to this. And so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always for tuning in to the 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show. You know, we appreciate you. We value you. So make the rest of the day the best of your day. And